Everybody. So we are going to have our sister speak to us today on the mind, and she would have 40 minutes to ourselves because of the time taken, and then the remaining 20 minutes for question and answer if there is any at all. So now over to you, Victoria Deboye. I really want to appreciate you for accepting this invite. Thank you so much for saying yes. Thank you for saying yes to us. We love you and we honor you. So over to you. What do you have for us? Unload it or like unpack it well. You get the gist.
To say thank you to the convener, Ms. Gloria, for this privilege. Do not take it for granted. My name is Victoria Adeboye, and presently I'm a final year student of psychology at the Federal University, Oye Ekiti, Fuye. Yes, Oye Ekiti. So the topic before me is the psychology of the mind. And we know that the theme for this program is paradigm shifts, if I'm right. I don't know I know the G should be silent. And we'll be understanding our limiting beliefs, developing a goal-oriented mindset, and building mental discipline, mental resilience, and discipline. So, first of all, I would like to start with a definition on the theme. I would like to start with a definition of paradigm shifts. According to my slide here, it is a fundamental change in the basic concepts and experimental practices of a scientific discipline. It's a revolutionary transformation in how we see the world. So it's a transformation, how we see our environment, how we see what is around us. And that definition was by Thomas Kuhn. Thomas Kuhn. Moving on, another definition here is it is the shift in perception. It is a change in the lens through which we interpret our experiences and make decisions. How we see the problem or how we see what is around us, a shift in how we perceive things, a shift in how we see things. Then another definition that I have here is it's a complete transformation in the way a person thinks, believes, and operates. So moving from one framework of understanding to a new, more expanded one. So it's a different change. It's a change of mentality. It's a change in the way we think. It's a change in the way we believe. It's a change in how we operate. It's when we stop seeing ourselves and our world the same way. And trust me, this particular program or this particular session or is a very important one. And that's why I want to go privilege, because it all starts from the mind. Whatever it is that we need to do, whatever it is that we need to do, in whatever way, it starts from the mind. And the mind is a very, very, very powerful aspect of our being, is what controls what we see on the outer. So if we are going to change our behavior, if we are going to change our beliefs, we have to first of all change how we think, the operations that go on in our mind. Oh, thank you very much, Ms. Gloria. I really appreciate this. Yeah, thank you very much. It's when you change your old way. I mean, the last definition in simple terms is when you stop yourself the same way. And still in Nigeria, especially in our country, we are going to get very soon. We are going to get examples of limit beliefs. I have a very favorite quote that says, if they know better, they will do better. They know better. Like every individual are a function of whatever it is that is going on their mind. So the fact that you are thinking that way, you are believing behaving in a particular way is actually a function of how you think. So I really do hope that after today's session, moving on to the other sessions, first of all, we are going to have an open mind. We are not just going to see the sessions as, oh, this is Gloria. I'm just trying to honor Gloria. Let me shall just come here and mark attendance, because that's another belief. That's another mentality we have to shift from. Many of us attend so many meetings, leadership meetings, business meetings, even religious meetings, without taking anything from them because of how we also think. How we also think. My slide is talking about every shift starts from the mind. Everything that you want to be, everything that we would ever be, it all starts from the mind. It all starts from the So every shift starts from the mind. Every single action that we take, every single action.
We can't see you or hear you again, Vicky. Are you there?
Yes, I was muted. I hope you can hear and see me now.
Yes, we can actually.
So as I was saying, every
We are not seeing the slides.
yes, we are working on that. Thank you. We are going to be sharing it very soon. Thank you. So every shift from the mind. I know some of us have different
Yes.
goals at age so. I want to have my own
I love you
company
too.
at age
Thank you
so.
so
I should
much.
have certain $1 million in my account at age so. I want to do this. I want to do that. But the question is not those goals. The question is, do the beliefs we have in our mind match up with the goals that we are setting? For some of us, we might be students. For some of us, we might be done with school. For some of us, we might currently be serving. And if you don't picture it, then you can't walk into it. If you don't picture where you want to be, if you don't picture where you want to be seated, everything starts from the mind. Every shift that we are expecting. So if we were to evaluate the thoughts, is what is my next slide. If we were to evaluate the thoughts running in our minds right now, what are we going to find there? What are we going to find there? Are we going to find thoughts of possibility? So every shift starts from the mind. Every shift starts from the mind. Every shift starts from the mind. Please, you can help me go to the next slide, sis. So if we were to evaluate the thoughts running through your mind, what would we find? Are they thoughts of possibilities, purpose, and progress? Or thoughts of fear, limitation, and doubt? The quality of your inner world determines the quality of your outer world. See, never say never. There is nothing that you cannot accomplish as long as you set your heart to do. In fact, today's meeting is an establishment of that fact, because I just had a meeting yesterday that I had to make use of this platform and all of that and all of that. And let me not kid you, I'm not kidding you now. It was my first time on that meeting yesterday, trying to draft out a slide and all of that and all of that. I might have done something like that for schoolwork or academic work, but on a different platform. No. But imagine that I got the offer or I got the invite and I was like, no, I can't do it. It's something that I've never done before. When I get there, what am I going to say? How am I going to act? Am I sure I can prepare a slide? Am I sure I can do this? Am I sure I can do that? There is nothing that you cannot accomplish. And I really want all of us here to leave here changed. While in Nigeria, yes, it's true Nigeria has faulty systems. Yes, it's true that sometimes in different sectors of the nation, Nigeria may have systems that looks like they are not working. But you can also determine to be a system that works. Some minutes ago, I was on LinkedIn and I was watching Elumelo. Yes, we know him, the billionaire, the very rich man that is using his money to work wonders. Permit me to describe him that way. And there was this lady that they sponsored. He used to give out this grant every year, $5,000, if I'm right. And there was this lady that said, with that $5,000, she has been able to create an African, coffee supporting system. It might look foolish when she would have brought that idea. It might look foolish when she might have even gone there to get the grant. Some of her friends, her mates might have even laughed at her and say, now your type that they find there. Of all people, you say you are also going there. No. But our mind, you have to change it. Even if I'm in Nigeria, I keep on telling people that right here in Nigeria, I don't have to travel abroad before I make in dollars. I make money in dollars. I don't have to jackpot, sell my company, sell everything I have, then go there to make dollars. Right here in this country, I can still make the dollars. So what is going and running through our mind is going on to the psychology of the mind, because that's our core speaking, or that's our core
I
topic
get
for
people for
today's
this level.
speaking. And what is psychology? First of all, psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior. It refers to how our thoughts, our perceptions, and inner construction shape our actions, reactions, and decisions of an individual. So just a claim now, this is to debunk a claim that psychologists can read minds. Because the moment I tell someone I'm studying psychology, the first thing they ask me, oh, tell me what's going on in my mind. No, we only study behavior. We only check how the thoughts, how the actions of an individual, how the thoughts, or when we look at the actions, what thoughts built up to make these particular actions that the person is going through, or how the person is living their life. So what is the mind? According to neuroscience, the mind is the set of cognitive faculties, the perception, consciousness, thoughts, memory, imagination. So your mind is not only your thoughts, your perception. How do you perceive things? Some of us, we perceive that every man is okay, don't let me use that. Some of us perceive that Nigeria is a poor land. You can't be in Nigeria and survive. That's our perception about Nigeria, our consciousness, our memory, even what we think about, what we put. And that's why whatever it is we feed on really, really matters. Whatever it is that we feed on really, really matters, because most of the time we become an extension or a product of our imagination, or a product of whatever it is that is going on in our mind. Now, your mind is not just where you think, it is where you decide who you are. Mind is not just the goal of this study is to ensure that indeed there will be a paradigm shift in our minds. Because if our mind is not opened up, I said it that some of us can join and we are saying, oh, I'm just joining to just join Stako so that Gloria is going to have attendance on this meeting. So that Gloria will not say, hey, I sent you a link, you didn't join. If you are not joining to say, me, I want to have a shift. At the end of this meeting, I don't just want it to be a random meeting, then you are definitely not going to take whatever it is you want to take out of this meeting. It's not a course, it's the truth. It's not a course. So now, limiting beliefs. You can please help me move to the next slide, please. Limiting beliefs. My first definition is limiting beliefs are false. I wish I can see everybody and drag some people by the body and say are false or distorted convictions about oneself, others, or the world that restrict a person's thinking, choices, and potential. Permit me to use this example. Some minutes ago, I was watching a video on YouTube. There's this the Morayo show. I don't know if you follow. Morayo is like, she was a TV presenter at TVC before she resigned to now be on her own. And she had this show with this particular, he's a pastor, but he's also like a coach and everything. But there was the first one was a video I watched online yesterday. And there was this lady saying that find herself always giving to men and they never give to her. Now, this is not gender bias or I'm trying to paste something here. I hope you just get the message. And by the time they were going to ask her certain questions, we discovered that this lady had lived her life alone. So she always felt like she needed people in space to be fulfilled. So even if these people always took advantage of her, she felt they were doing her a favor. So these people will come extort her the moment they have a problem, give them money for the problem. If they say they don't have house, she will give and give and give. That little belief she had that if people are not around me, I will not survive. I have to be the one to make things work. That's a lie. It takes two to tango. Even if you are in a relationship with someone and you are the one giving your time, you are going to be exhausted. It's going to exhaust you. It's going to make you burn out, to drain out. Some of us as Nigerians are working in organizations that they don't have respect for our self-esteem. They don't have respect for your values. They just come, you work, and you're like, well, it's because they are giving me salary. Let me just work here. That's a limiting belief. Or you feel like if I leave this company, there's nobody that will do what these people are doing for me. That's a limiting belief.
He said I
They
should
are
make
false,
concrete and I should
distorted convictions.
make
Because the way
reports
some people
and
speak
show
about them,
evidence
some
that
people are
these things
so
are working.
convinced that
Okay.
if I leave this company, I will
You
not
have
see
to
work
report.
anywhere. Oh, my guy is really trying for me. Anyways, I don't want to
I've
go
done
into
the video.
personal stories now. Let me go to definition two. They are internal narratives that we have accepted as truth. They are formed through childhood, or repeated negative experiences and tell us what we cannot do or become. You see, experiences, childhood experiences, according to Sigmund Freud. I love psychoanalysis theory a lot in psychology. He classified different stages of development of a child and different traumatic experiences that might come forth from these experiences. From these stages, it's something I cannot go into right now. It's a different topic on its own. Majority of us are what our childhood has made us to be. For me as a person, for a long time, I felt like I had to be the one always going the extra mile. In fact, when Miss Gloria reached out to me, she said something. She was like, I wanted to give you another responsibility, but I know you are going to say yes, but I did not give you so that you will not overwork yourself. That might be me, really. I feel like I just have to give and give. And so sometimes in previous times, I will find myself giving to the point of exhaustion now. I'm not trying to exaggerate. And you find that these people are even giving my time, giving my resources, because I just feel like I don't know how to tell people what they are doing is wrong. I don't know how to tell people that I don't like what they are doing because over time, as we grew up, they are just taught be quiet, be silent, just say yes, sir, yes, sir. After today, you will have to go back. I think it's part of our assignment to learn um, to evaluate limiting beliefs that you have accepted and adopted. And you must make up your mind that, me, Victoria, I must discard these beliefs. So I'm not moving with them again. I must really, really discard them. Now, what are mental barriers? Mental barriers are the product of limiting beliefs. It starts with a limiting belief. If you limit yourself and say, oh, I cannot still work in Nigeria, or Nigeria, even if you are a graduate, you will definitely not find a work. You will definitely not find a job over. It starts with that. Until when by the time that limiting belief starts, it begins to now begin to build a wall. It begins to build a wall. It begins to build a wall until that wall now becomes an obstacle on your path of growth. So if that limiting belief is tackled, is addressed, you might not have to deal with mental barriers. But if the moment, for example, while you were growing up, let me see, I'm trying to use childhood experiences because I feel like they are the ones that, or maybe somebody has disappointed you before, another person came, disappointed you, took advantage of you, then you now conclude that everybody is a scam. Everybody is a scam. Nobody is real. Everybody has an ulterior motive. Everybody that is close to me, they are close to me because they want to get something from me. Then that's the problem, right? Now, what are mental barriers? I hope you are looking at the screen. And please, can you hear me? I feel like I'm just talking and talking. Please, apart from Miss Gloria, can you?
Yeah, they can hear you. They are giving you signs with their emoji. I feel your love, people. Thank you so much for being attentive. Thank you so much. Mr. Vicky, can hear you. Please go on.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So now, mental barriers. are invisible walls. See, take note of the invisible. They are built by fear, past failure, toxic environments, wrong beliefs that prevent individuals from taking action towards their goals. I think that because, sorry, it's very hot here, very, very hot. Permit me to fan myself, please. The rechargeable fan on my list for items, but I think I'm dusting it down again. But looking at the level of it these days, I think I have to revisit it. That's just by the way, anyways. They are
We told her don't do
invisible
anything for this cake.
walls.
She told
You
me
can't
that we're
see
going to
them.
put this thing
That's the
outside.
dangerous thing about
She's
mental
fanning herself
barriers.
and
I
saying,
used to
there's
tell
it.
people that psychological issues are the most dangerous type of issues. Earlier on today, I was mentioning how that I was weak. In fact, I was telling my roommate that it was just God that not allowed me to collapse. Really, I'm not trying to kid. I just had to quickly go and look for one Martina and mix it with one milk. I don't know the people that provided that mixture for us, but I think it works anyways. What I mean is when you have medical symptoms, when you have medical conditions, you can provide with symptoms. Your mouth can be bitter,
Stop
you can have
recording for
headache.
15
You
minutes,
know that
please.
my body is not feeling too well. But you see, when you have mental barriers, you will still be dressing fine. You look very fine with your lipstick on, with your fine hair, with your fine bag, with your ironed shirt. But you would see that you are not moving towards your goals. You would see that you are not advancing. See, limiting beliefs are the story. Mental barriers are the prison. That's what this last slide says. This last one. Limiting beliefs are the story that you provide for yourself. Oh, I cannot make it. If I don't bribe that person, if you don't know someone, we are going to get there because I try to itemize some major limiting beliefs for those of us that are in this part of the country. I try to itemize it. And both lived in the mind and they can be dismantled. So I want to assure you that no matter how much you have gone far on that limiting belief, you can overcome it. No matter how far, some of us might be traumatized by our uncles. Some of us have trusted people with information. They have betrayed us with those same information. Some of us have trusted those close to us, and you shouldn't allow it to affect you. Yes, I used to tell people, I tell my siblings that every time. If you say, oh, because of my parents have done this to me. So, in order to show my parents that I'm wiser than them, then I want to retaliate. I used to tell people that you don't repay people by living a life that they are making you live. It is stupidity. Sorry to say. Yes, that is riding a car without brakes. That you take your life, your own life, that God has made, God has molded in accordance with the original design. And it's just like now it's like driving a car without brakes. And you say, because of what somebody has done to me, because of this mindset my mommy has told me, I'm going to do my life like this. Oh, because that my boss offended me, I gave him my all, I will never be good to people again. That my next boss, I'm going to be very hostile, them back to back. Oh, because I took nonsense for a while, I'm going to show them. It is very dangerous, really. Please, let's move to the next slide. Time. Please, let's move to the next slide. Thank you. The first one is I am not educated enough. Formal education is important, but not the only path. Many impactful leaders built their influence through self-development and action. Some of us, we limit ourselves to our degrees. Oh, it's just BSc I have. Are they looking for me there? Oh, it's just this and this. Are they looking for me there? See, the truth is, I value education. Before coming here, or before I mentioned earlier on that I'm a 400 level student, or if I'm a year student at Federal University Oyekiti studying psychology. But before I came here, I had the privilege of also having a certificate in pharmacy technician from the College of Health. But education is not enough. I usually tell people that even while you are in school, if the only thing you are doing is school, then it is a waste of time. If the only thing you are doing is school, even while you are in school, you are only reading books, chemistry, physics, biology, then trust me, it's because of a waste of time. So that now Dangote, I'm not saying he did not go to school, but people be reviewing his certificate time now. No, There are other values that we should build in ourselves: discipline, mental resilience, emotional intelligence. Now, the second one, Nigeria is too hard. Yeah. These are the Japa gang. Nothing works here. Some people have that limiting, most Nigerians, in fact, I don't want to make a percentage now, like 80%. Some people don't see themselves in Nigeria. In fact, if I start asking many of us now here on this call, where do you see yourself? I'm very sure that some of us will say, no, I'm just managing this country. Once I gather my savings like this and I get I'm going never to return back again. But I used to ask people a question: if everybody leaves Nigeria, who is going to remain in Nigeria? Exactly. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing now to change location or to relocate. To, please don't get me wrong. But if all of us, every single person on the surface of this earth leaves Nigeria, who is going to remain? Nigeria is so hard. Nothing works here. It's a lie. Nothing is impossible. If you can have the likes of Tony Elumelu, Dangote, and so on and so forth, doing mighty moves, and there are a lot of names that you don't even know. Little people. I used to see some people on LinkedIn. You will see the amount they will tell you they are earning, and you say, $3,000. Some of them per month, some of them $5,000 in this same Nigeria. Now tell me which is better. Earning $5,000 in Nigeria where you can use it to like buy some estates like that, or earning it over there. Things can work in Nigeria. Nigeria is not so hard. Another limiting belief is I have to know the right people to go far. If you don't know who road, you know go fit pass the road. You have to know somebody to somebody. I'm not saying that connections do not matter. I'm not saying that, but it becomes a problem when you begin to say, if I don't know somebody, I'm not applying to that school because I don't know anybody. I'm not applying for that scholarship because who knows me? Who am I? I'm a nobody. Nobody knows me. I'm not taking that contract because I don't know anybody. That's a very, very big lie. Another one is I'm too young or too old to start. So I'll just move to, I'll definitely share the slides or send the slide. The slide is with Miss Gloria. So after now, she can actually send it to us. So another limiting belief is my background disqualifies me because of the kind of background you come from. I used to tell people that I want to get to the level of success where you can never guess where I'm
I
coming
saw the
from.
voice recording,
And
Abby.
really, by God's grace,
You typed it, you clicked it.
I've been living up to that. I told myself one day that this is the last time I will ever cry about my background. And that was the last time, I promise you. I might saying there are no situations that have come up, even till yesterday night, this morning, there are still situations that came up. I got a call again this morning. And I was like, you people cannot kill me. Am I saying I'm indifferent or I'm not concerned about them? No. I say that you would have to ask me and say, you came from this kind of background and you are doing this. But some of us, in fact, everybody can know. Everybody can know by the way we talk. It's not because I don't have a father. It's not because my daddy left my mommy. I don't do pity party. If you know me very well, I rarely call you and start crying and say, I don't know what kind of life. I stopped doing that. I used to do that until I became wiser and saw that sulking and crying cannot solve anything in my life. No matter your background, there's no depth, there's no height, there's no depth that you cannot go to in this life as long as you are ready. Please, let's move to the next slide. So, what are the practical daily habits? The next one, you have to define your why. You have to set clear written goals. You have to reframe failure as a feedback. These are steps that you need to take to develop a
Ma,
goal
check your
oriented mindset.
message.
You have to define your why. Why am I doing you didn't set now, you didn't do that now. Tell them that it's because my time is yet to come. I'm going to get better. Just like this, our first meeting might be looking like, oh, it's not hit. I'm very sure that the next one will definitely be bigger and better. And that's how it is. Miss Gloria is going to take this and say, oh, this is the feedback from this meeting. And she's not going to say, what are they trying to say? I don't know how to do anything. No, she's going to work on them. So I want you to really, after now, ensure that every morning when you wake up, identify what you, before you take your phone, ensure that no matter and regardless of what Nigeria is saying, you are going to make the best out of you and out of whatever it is that you are engaged in. So we'll be ending this call now in order to join through the other link. So I'll be waiting to see us, to get our questions, our feedback, our comments. And once again, thank you so much, Ms. Gloria, for the privilege. I certainly do not take it for granted at all. So let's join through the other link.
Okay, no, I think they love you so much. That's why they are waiting for you, so that you can answer them directly. So she's here now. Kindly ask her the questions you have. So it will not be a lecture way of teaching. It's going to be an interactive session. Okay. Okay, how do your mind and your heart work? Okay, Sister Vicky, I think we've seen a question here. Mr. Emmanuel is asking how our minds and our heart work. Can you answer that, please?
Oh, no problem. I would say for some people, they actually say they are synonymous, right? Some people feel like the mind can be likened to the heart, but if you look at the real definition of the heart, it's the organ of the body. Is we human beings that actually give it, they'll say, you have broken my heart. So according to the normal definition of the heart, is the aspect of the body that pumps blood, right? According to science, if you ask me honestly, if you ask me honestly, but since I get what you mean, so I would just say that it's synonymous, right? The heart in the normal self is an organ that pumps blood to the other aspect of the body. But for other people, they can say that the heart is like the combination of what happens in your soul, what happens in your spirit, is a combination of also what happens to your emotion. But the mind, gongo, is the control room, or some people can also refer to the heart as maybe the emotional seat. That's their own definition, but that's not should I say, a science-based, um, like a science-proven or a proven definition. We can just see it as an applied definition. So for me, I would say they are interrelated, or sometimes they can even be used interchangeably, because somebody would say that, even the scriptures will say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So you can also say out of what is in the mind. You are going, since we also refer to the mind here as the control room of every action that we take. So if you ask me, I will say that they are interchangeably, depending on whatever definition, because just as I said, if you have science, they'll say the heart is what pumps blood to other aspects of the body. Some other people may have different definition to what the heart really is, but sometimes they can be used interchangeably. Like you can replace the mind with the heart depending on whatever context that person is speaking from. I don't know if you get my points. I'm on.
Emmanuel, is that clear? All right, thank you so much. Okay, there's a question here. The question is, how can someone change an unhealthy thinking pattern? How can someone change an unhealthy thinking pattern? I'll give you a scenario, and I really want you to do justice to this. For instance, I think you were talking about traumatic experience that we carried out or that have affected us because of what we've experienced while we were children. So now for someone that is an adult now, and then these issues are still affecting our heart, how are we going to overcome them? We already know that they are unhealthy, but we don't know how to go about it. Yes, you talked about it, that this thing is not good. This thing is harmful. So I don't know how we're going to go about it. Please, can you shed more light? I'd really want to give some perspective to this. For instance, now a person with um, a cultural bias, like in a community where there's a cultural bias, we can see you, Sister Vicky. Stop looking like that. Okay, in a community with cultural bias, right, and then because of what has happened before with that community, there is this name and image they have painted them with. How will a person or a young youth or an adult wanting to come out of there, that kind of community, want to make an impact or a change to his community, and then not be withstanded or withstood? I think that's better put. Withstood by the limiting and cultural bias and limiting um, mindsets in that community. If I want to pull out of it, how will I do that?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eden. All right, so the first thing I would say is awareness. See, I believe that, in my language, they'll say that the day a person knows that, admits that he or she is sick, is the first step to the healing of that person. So the fact that you are aware that, oh, there is something, I congratulate wherever it might be, or in case you are also here, and you admit that, oh, there's this mindset, there's this thing that has been developed in me that I'm trying to get away from. That's the first thing, awareness. Then the second thing is separation. You have to separate your environment from you. And see, it is going to take time. I wanted to emphasize as I was talking that moving away from limiting beliefs, because I can see another question asking on how we navigate through limiting beliefs. We don't navigate through them. We separate ourselves from them. Because if you still have them in one corner, someday they are going to pop up again. So you intentionally separate yourself from them. For this example that you gave, somebody is in a community where they have been, they have given them a name, they've referred to them in some particular form and all of that. And the person is saying, how can I even make a change? The first thing the person has to do is, number one, you have to separate yourself from the environment. It can be quite difficult, and it's not in geographical location now. You have to see yourself that I'm not where I come from. I made an example earlier on that it's very funny, but maybe it's a story I'm not feeling free to share now. Probably in years to come, I will be able to share a little glimpse of what my background, my family looks like. I trust you. It's a very episodic thing, right? It's one of the reasons I study psychology today. I kid you not, right? But I made that decision that I am not my background. Yes, the background, because sometimes you can't change the environment. This person coming from this kind of culture has always been in that culture for life. You are not going to change the culture, but you have to change to your reaction to the culture. You have to change your reaction to the environment, and it's going to take time. It should take changing your association. Just in case you are moved, I don't move with people. I don't have too much of people in my space. I tell people a lot. I still said that on another platform that I had the privilege to speak yesterday. The people that are intimately connected to me, that they are very, I promise you, they are no more than 5. That's if they are up to 5. That I'm telling you, they know about my every move, what I'm involved. Why? I don't move with anybody that is not seeing life the way I'm seeing it. Am I saying that it means that I'm not open to corrections? No. But you must be very intentional. If you are coming from that kind of society, then you would have to look for people that think like what you want to make, that think like the change that you want to create, that think like, that have a perspective to the person that you want to become. Imagine that Miss Gloria brought this idea, oh, this is what I want to do, and this, and everybody she met said, you of all people, you are doing something like this. I promise you, if she didn't meet people that saw the vision the way she saw it, this would not have been an accomplishment today. So if you are that person in that kind of environment, you have to first of all separate yourself, not by moving, because sometimes we can't move away. For those of us that come from families, we can't say we would disown our parents or disown our siblings, but we would have to separate ourselves. Then intentionally begin to build a structure. What are you listening to? Who are you listening to? How many books are you reading? What level of transformation are you intentionally? If you are a Christian, I would say, how much do you read your Bible? But this is not a religious gathering, right? So whatever it is, you have to, it's going to be an intentional journey. And trust me, it's going to be a long one, because there are days that you will think you've gone far. There are days that I think that I've gone far and it will come up again. That's why I said you can't navigate through it all. You have to separate it and say, limiting beliefs, stay on one side. Me, let me stay. You can come occasionally, but if it is around us, it will still limit us. So we have to intentionally separate ourselves from it and know that it's a journey of positive confessions, a journey of choosing the right associations that believe in what you want to do, a journey of intentionality, living a purposeful life. There are days you would have to do what you don't feel like doing. There are days that you will have to make steps that you don't feel like taking. I hope I answered that question. Miss Gloria, please, are you still there? Please, can we hear me? I hope you have been hearing me because I've been speaking for a while now. Please, you can confirm if you can hear me from your hand. All right. I can see
I can hear you. Can you hear
Johnson's
me?
hand. Yeah, I can see Musta's hand. Thank you. And I think another person asked how we can navigate through limiting beliefs. I think I already mentioned it while I was answering Miss Gloria's question, that you don't navigate through it. In as much as you recognize what the limiting belief is, you have.
First of all, I appreciate everybody and for your time. I don't take it for granted. I honor every one of you here. Thank you for being part of this journey. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. If I could mention everybody's name, I would be able to mention everybody's name. But I can't because of time. Because we're already up now. We are done now. Oh, us for joining. We can still invite our friends. Let's get up to 100 persons. Imagine if out of all these 100 persons, all of these 100 persons change another 100 persons' life. It's going to be like a plus to the world. It's going to be a plus to Nigeria. Do we get it? So let's call it a day.